It's the nation's favourite antiques experts, with £200 each. A classic car and a gold to scar Britain for antiques.
That hurts. What do you think?
The aim? To make the biggest profit at auction, but it's no mean feat. There'll be worthy winners and valiant losers.
What have I done?
So, will it be the high road to glory or the slow road to disaster?
Put your back into it. Come on.
This is the Antiques Road Trip. Yeah. On this road trip, two auctioneers battle to be crowned King of Scotland. James Lewis is an auctioneer from Derbyshire who's proved he has a magic touch when it comes to turning a profit.
You don't often see something like that.
While Thomas Plant runs a Berkshire sale room and has proved that his acumen is matched only by his affability.
Oh! Can I have a go with something else now?
These two have been locked in a dynamic duel for the last 4 legs of the road trip, and this final battle will decide which of them emerges victorious.
Ah! That's my head!
Whoops. Both our boys started this road trip with a cool £200. Over the last 4 legs, Thomas has managed to trade up his current total to £298.18p. Well done. While James has astonished all and sundry by turning his original 200 smackers into not £500, not £600, not even £900, but a whopping £1,143.72p. Crikey. Our pair are hitting the highways in a true Brit, the classic 1953 Morris Minor. She's a doughty old girl, but prone to the occasional tantrum.
With my extensive knowledge of cars, I think the solenoid's gone.
What the heck is a solenoid?
Oh, no!
Oh, lordy. Surprisingly, they've managed to cruise the Morris Minor over the hills and glens of Caledonia, from the wind-blown west coast, through the stunning highlands, and then back to the low country and Edinburgh. On today's show, they begin their final leg of their trip in Ayrshire's county town Ayr, before touring round beautiful southwest Scotland and ending up at their auction in Scotland's craggy capital, Edinburgh. They're just outside Ayr, but it seems that the Morris Minor is up. Drops James off at his first shop.
Right, well done. Have fun!
James is heading into his first shop, where dealer John will assist.
Anything special after today?
Trying to find something that might make a profit in auction.
Well, you can come right through to the gallery.
With over £1,000 burning a hole in his pocket, James can afford to think big on this leg. But he's also determined to work out his strategy.
At the moment, what I'm doing is I'm trying to think about what will go with what to build up a more expensive lot. That looks about as reliable as the car we're driving. At least it's got all 4 wheels, which is more than we almost did this morning.
This tinplate toy dates from around 1910 and is marked up at £35. And there's another toy that takes his fancy.
How about the bear?
On the ticket is £65. And he seems to have pilfered your hat, James.
Beer? Yes, we can give you a good price on the beer. £40. I'll do that for you.
Looks better in my hat than I do.
Suits your hat.
He's big, isn't he?
Yeah, everybody loves a teddy bear.
This might fit in with James's strategy to build up themed job lots. He spotted another toy car as well. The ticket says £20.
What could the Chad Valley car be? This little chap here with no key.
This one?
Yeah.
Do that for 15.
15. And the other car?
I'll do that one for 20.
What deal could John do on all three items? The combined original ticket price was £120, but James has got John down to £75 for the lot so far.
Would you take 50 to 3 instead of 75?
No, I couldn't do that.
What could you do?
I could let them go for 70.
There's one more childhood-themed item that might make it into the job lot yet.
Would you throw that christening gown in with them?
No. Wouldn't throw it in. I'll give you a really good price on it.
Go on then.
£10. There you go.
£75 the lot then.
Make it 80.
Go on, 75.
Go on, make it 80.
Oh, go on then, make it 80. Oh, right. I'm not hard enough. All right, £80.
Deal done. That was child's play. Now he spotted a military object which has been pressed into use as an umbrella stand. It's a charge carrier that would have been used to contain a cordite charge for an artillery weapon. These were made from the 1700s through to the early 20th century, though this is quite a late example. It's priced up at £125.
Oh, it's a fun thing. Is there much movement in it?
Well, OK, £65.
Give you 50 for the stick stand.
Can you go at 55? Just,
Go on then.
Just so you get a bit of profit.
Go on.
OK, good.
You got a profit out of that?
Yeah, that's
Good.
it.
A direct hit and another lot in the bag. But on his way out, he spots yet another item that takes his fancy. It's an early 20th century picnic hamper.
How much is this?
That £50 would do for that.
How flexible are you on price?
Well, I can come and go, but not much.
I'll be looking about 25.
I could let you have it for 40. But £60, there you go. Give me
55 and you've got a deal.
No, 60, come on.
No.
59.
Oh, you are, God dear.
Come on, 59.
I'm going to stand my ground.
Oh, well.
50,
Go for the 59.
55.
Can't do it. I just can't do it.
57.
57. Done.
Oh, dear me. You have to be the hardest negotiator I've ever come across. Well, it's been fun. I've
It's been
enjoyed
fun.
it. Well done, you.
Wow, with that masterly display of negotiating grit, James rounds up an absolutely bumper morning shopping. Meanwhile, Thomas has driven a couple of miles down the road to the neighbouring town of Prestwick. Prestwick is thought to be the only place in the UK that was ever visited by rock and roll legend Elvis Presley, who made a whirlwind pit stop here during his military service in 1960. Let's hope Thomas's first shop is more hunker love than Heartbreak Hotel. By the way, he's meeting dealer Gary.
Hello.
Good morning.
I'm Thomas.
Gary, pleased to meet you. Welcome
Gary.
to Nathan New. Yeah.
Enough chatting. It's time to find some buys, Thomas.
There's air. Is that largs there? No. L-A-R-G-S.
What do you think, Thomas?
Really nice. So decorative, aren't they? They're just lovely. What would you do as a really enticing deal?
Charge you for the two really nice ones, which are in good condition, and I'll throw the rest in, and it's 45 for the lot.
Now, I obviously am selling at auction, so if I can give you 45 is a lovely price. It's a really fair price, but I'd like to give you £30 for the lot.
30. Okay, 30.
30?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Can I give you some spondoolies?
Pleasure.
Ticket price is a bargain, £8. Can he get Gary down any further?
Not.
5.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I've left it in the same place.
brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have fun.
I will.
James is happy with his morning's bumper buys, so he's taking the motor and heading over to Alloway, a suburb of Ayr. As a man of culture, he's keen to pay a visit to the local attraction that tells the story of Ayrshire's most celebrated son and Scotland's national poet, the Robert Burns Birthplace Museum, where he's meeting curator Amy.
Hi, Amy.
Hello.
I'm James. Nice to see you.
Hi, it's nice to
Hi.
meet you.
And you.
Yeah.
Wow, so this is the place.
Yes, it is. This is the birthplace of Robert Burns. He was born in a room just within that cottage.
Should we go in and have a look?
Sure. Follow
After
me.
you.
Born in 1759 into a modest farming family here in Alloway, Burns went on to become both Scotland's bard and a writer loved around the world. His poems and songs like Tam O'Shanter and Old Lang Syne and My Love is Like a Red, Red Rose are still regularly performed and read today.
Right, so this is the kitchen of Burns Cottage. And this room is significant not because it was a kitchen, but because it was also the bedroom and the place where Robert Burns was born. He was actually born in that bed.
Oh, my goodness.
Robert Burns only lived here until he was about 6 years old,
Okay.
and then they moved to another farm nearby.
So what's the story? How did he go from being a boy here to Scotland's greatest writer?
Yeah, it is quite amazing that he did achieve so much that he did, but I think a lot of that came from the fact that his father, William, very strongly believed in educating his children. I mean, they weren't rich by any means, but there was what little they did have. I think they spent wisely towards the education of their children. Well, Robert was educated until he was in his teens, and at that time he went to work on the farm, or he actually worked for other farmers at the harvest time. And during that time, he was inspired by a young lass that he worked with in the fields, and that's when he wrote his first poem, Once I Loved a Bonny Lass, or Handsome Nell. So that theme of love, inspiring someone to write something great, is a theme that carries throughout much of Robert's life.
Burns continued writing throughout his young life and built up an impressive body of work. Amy's taking James across the road to the modern museum building, where she's going to show him some of the vast collection of Burns manuscripts that the centre holds.
So,
Blue paper?
it may not look like much lying there, but it is a Kilmarnock edition, which is the first published edition of Burns's work. There were 610 of them published in 1786, and today less than 100 survive. And this one, as you can see, is still in its original blue wrapper, and that's how it would have come from
From the
The
printers?
publisher, from John Wilson, the publisher in Kilmarnock, yes.
Can I pick it up?
Sure, go ahead.
This first edition of Burns' work brought him fame in Scotland and set him on the road to immortality. One of these Kilmarnock editions recently sold at auction for £40,000.
And we have
Some
probably one of the
marked
most
page.
well-known works here, To
Oh, to a
a
mouse!
Mouse.
We flick it.
That's an S. It's the old.
Sleek
yeah.
it.
Let me help you there, James. This poem, addressed to a field mouse, whose nest Burns has turned up with his plough, contains some of his most famous lines.
The best laid schemes o' mice and men gang after glee, and Leah's not but grief and pain for promised joy.
Words worth remembering on the road trip, eh?
So this was the book that made him famous.
That's right.
So why so famous?
I think just the work struck a chord with people, really. As he wrote about things everyone saw, so it appealed to people locally here that were farmers and also the gentry of Edinburgh. So it appealed to everyone.
This universality and theme of brotherhood is central to what is perhaps Burns' best known work. Next, Amy has a very special treat in store for James.
And the next thing we have here is a fragment of Auld Lang Syne.
No way!
Yeah.
It's written in Burns' own handwriting.
This is the original script.
Yes.
So Auld Lang Syne, it's got to be in the top 10 most famous songs in the world.
Yeah, it's popular all the world over. I mean, in Japan, it's played at the end of the working day.
It makes me feel slightly strange looking at that, innit? It's an incredible piece of history, isn't
You
it?
know, yeah. And it's just wonderful how it appeals to people across the world because of the sentiments in it.
You don't often see something like that. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne. Oh, how amazing. This has been absolutely incredible. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure. Thank you
Wow.
for coming.
Meanwhile, James's old acquaintance, Thomas, is still back in Ayr. At the same shop James visited this morning, can he work the same magic with dealer John?
Hello.
Hello there, come right in.
Thank you. I'm Thomas, and you've had my compadre, James.
Yes, very nice it was too.
See, I need something to beat him with, thrash him with. Not literally.
Well, let's hope not. But a pretty object has caught Thomas's eye.
I have a real passion for Scandinavian things. And here we have a piece of Royal Copenhagen, and it's simply marvellous. Simply a very interesting piece, just because of the design, the style.
Royal Copenhagen Porcelain has been a manufacturer of Danish porcelain since 1775. This 1950s vase is priced at £40. And that's not the only Scandinavian beauty Thomas has spotted. Oh no.
Oh, didn't see this. As a bit of a freak when it comes to these things, it says Home Guard, Per Lutgen. That's quite an early biomorphic bowl.
Per Lutkin was a glassmaker at the Danish glass factory Homeguard. Many of his designs are considered 20th century classics. This dates from around 1955. Ticket price is £40.
We could put that with, you know, the Copenhagen, the vase, and make a lot, you know, Danish stuff.
There could be another job lot here on the way, but he spotted yet another shiny item.
I quite like that sort of hall mirror. That's quite a nice thing. It's good. It's not that old, though. Can I lift it down?
Of course you can.
This 1950s mirror might appeal to a fan of retro style. It's priced up at £45. Cool, Daddy-o.
Good bit of sort of styling.
Well, it's for throwing light around the room anyway.
Yeah, it looks lovely.
It's not a bad look though. It's kind of good. I think it's a good general sale.
Tick-tock, time's running out. Thomas has found a lot of things he likes, but has yet to strike a deal on any of them. And it looks like he's spotted something else. An Art Deco travelling clock.
There's no price on this.
No.
Well, I was going to say, like the mirror, like the vase, like the bowl, quite like this. But could we do all of that for 80? This thrown in.
No. I need to be 90.
85?
Yeah, I'll go for 85. Done? Good man, good man.
Starts tonight at 9, only on Really.
Winter Entertainment, sponsored by Oak Furnitureland's Winter Sale.
You better knock on wood.
The Scottish morn finds the sun shining and the chaps back in the car and raring to go. And the job lot of cartridge maker, dominoes and picnic hamper. He still has £951, 72p in his wallet. The 17th century Pink Palace of Drumlanrig is home to the Duke and Duchess of Buccleuch and Queensberry.
Hello.
Hello, Thomas. How are you?
What's your name?
I'm Richard Riley. Pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
The museum charts the whole history of the noble bicycle, from the very earliest machines through the iron-framed bone shakers and towering penny farthing designs and on to the present day. But how on earth did the Bicycle Museum come to be in the stable block of this magnificent castle?
It's here because of the connection to this bicycle. Kirkpatrick Macmillan was a blacksmith who served his time in the estate. He learned his trade here in the estate. Shortly after that, he set up his own forge. Now, in that forge in 1839, Macmillan invented this fantastic machine here, which is the first ever pedal bicycle that we know of.
The history of early bicycle invention is an area hotly contested by historians to this day, but Richard and the fans of Kirkpatrick Macmillan are sure this Dumfriesshire man made a huge contribution to the development of two-wheeled travel.
Being a blacksmith, why did he want to invent a bicycle?
I think he was just inquisitive. I think he has seen a machine that predated this, the Louth machine that was invented by Baron von Drais. in 1817 thereabouts.
The German Laus machine was shaped like a bicycle, but was propelled only by the rider pushing off the ground with his feet.
And I think what happened was Macmillan has seen the Laus machine, and he's thought, I could actually make that mechanically propelled.
Like the Laus machine, Macmillan's cycle was mainly made of wood, but with metal treadles.
If you actually look at the technology that's on Macmillan's bike here, it was pre-existing within his blacksmith's forge. A lot of the grinding stones that he would use used the same treadle system, similar to an old Singer sewing machine. Macmillan was used to using this machine on a day-to-day basis. He was known to cycle it down to Dumfries, for example, on a regular basis.
This 14-mile journey must have been bracing on Victorian roads. Thomas is about to find out for himself as Richard and bicycle collector Alex give him a shot on this replica Macmillan cycle.
First thing to do is pop your leg over. This is the saddle here. That's the one.
Okay.
Good. Okay. Now you just want to put your feet onto the treadles, just to give you an idea of where you're at. Okay, well, what to do is we'll head off, and if you just get the motion. Okay. Alex has got you behind.
How do I turn?
By gosh, I think he's got it.
I'm attempting a turn. I don't know if I should. Oh, nearly. It's quite hard work, isn't it?
You've achieved one of the things that you must do before you die, and that's ride a Macmillan bicycle.
Well, I think that has been a wonderful experience. Can I have a go with something else now? Hello. Hello.
You're keen. Bicycle collector Derek is going to let our lad have a shot at the Bone Shaker, a design from the 1870s. Its name refers to the sort of comfort a rider might expect.
It's amazing that it's got this still spring in it. Oh, no. Whoops. Right, thank you. I like the little bell. What an elegant machine.
Gosh, he's the road trip's answer to Bradley Wiggins, a cycling all-rounder.
Very well done.
Very much. No, it's been a real pleasure. And I must go and buy some antiques now to try and beat James.
Indeed you must. So get on your bike.
I'm not going to dismount. Oh, right.
Me.
Yes, it's lovely.
Lovely expression. Unusual being a lion.
Amateur figures can be highly collectible and rare figures fetch huge sums. But any damage can decrease their value considerably. On the ticket is £155.
What could he be?
100.
Good. That hole in the back, isn't it? That's the killer.
Oh, I didn't know whether that was with the in the mould.
No, I think he's been dropped at some point. He must have been dropped on something sharp, mustn't he? It's a strange place to be damaged. He's lovely at the front, lovely face. Staffordshire's really gone off the boil, but they either want it and pay really good money for it, or very, very difficult as any money.
As the morning ticks on, one more thing catches his eye. It's a 19th century clock movement, which has become separated from the clock case it belonged to. The ticket price is £40.
Much movement in there.
There's a little bit.
Yeah. Can I make you a cheeky offer?
You can.
You can always say no. 50.
A little bit more.
Will Pauline cut him a deal for both the clock movement and a lion?
You take 20 for that and 60 for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, would you?
I would, yeah.
Leaves you a profit?
Yeah.
Brilliant. In that case, we've got a deal.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's, I have no idea about this. I think he's really interesting. I think he's an interesting thing.
Deal done. But James is going to take one more little item as well, a miniature gaming table, priced at only £4. He's still game for a haggle, though.
Guess I could have that in with that little lot, couldn't I? A couple of quid. Did you take a couple for that one?
Yeah.
Brilliant, thanks.
The miniature gaming table is a snip at £2. He'll add it to the job lot of hamper, cartridge, tool and dominoes he bought yesterday. And he's off. Thomas and James both have 5 lots assembled for auction, so they've repaired nearby to the stunning Solway coast to unveil their purchases. First to clock in is James.
There we go.
Look at that. So, 8-day-long K-cross movement.
Yes.
Nice thing. Lovely. Good painted dial.
And how does he think the job lot of toys and christening gown will play out?
Layman tinplate toy, early 1900s.
Yep.
Nice looking thing, been painted.
Yep.
Nice bear, Mary Thorpe, English bear, lovely.
Now, the damaged but intriguing Staffordshire lion.
He's a handsome chap, isn't he?
Isn't he?
It's a lovely Staffordshire figure. There are lion collectors out there. I know of one who would fall in love with this immediately. I love it. I love it. It's very nice.
Kind words from Thomas. Now, what will James think of his haul? First, the bargain piece of porcelain.
Lovely.
It's all there.
18th century one.
Yeah.
Chinese blue and white's what everyone's after.
Yeah, £5 paid.
£5? A £5?
A £5.
Well, that's a pretty damn good start.
He might be getting worried, Thomas.
I recognise the mirror.
The mirror, yeah, the
St.
mirror,
John's.
It's lovely, the mirror.
Yeah.
1950s, so decorative.
These are fun. You sell a lot of tins, don't you? We sell
Well,
tins as well. Oh, yeah. Fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
And then-
Okay,
and
how
then
much were they?
35 quid.
Well, that's 40, isn't it?
Now that they've seen all their rivals' buys, what do they really think, huh?
Thomas, as usual, has bought a really mixed bag. The tins are a little bit specialist, but the Chinese plate, that's a great one. That should show a great profit. But there's nothing there that I think will win in the competition.
It is all about the lion. What?
Witness true terror.
Winter entertainment. Sponsored by Oak Furnitureland's winter sale.
You better knock on wood.
Thomas and James have wandered the rolling Scottish lowlands and are heading for their final auction in the majestic capital of Edinburgh. Edinburgh's picture postcard streets and volcanic vistas reflect its rich and varied history. In the 18th century, this city, which cradled the Enlightenment thinkers, was also known as the Athens of the North. Let's hope that some of those smarts have rubbed off on Thomas and James as they head for their auction. Ramsey Cornish Auctions in the Leith area of the city holds both specialist and general sales.
50 to start it quickly.
Auctioneer Martin Cornish will be presiding. But before he takes the gavel in hand, what does he make of our lads' buys?
The line, I think, is lovely. It's incredible, lovely condition. The enamelling on it is fantastic. So I think there'll be quite a lot of interest in that. I think what we might struggle to sell, the Copenhagen vase and also the Danish dish. So I think that might be the lot that's maybe going to do less well than the others.
Thomas Plant started this leg with £298.18p. He spent £120 exactly and has assembled 5 lots. James Lewis began rich as Rockefeller with £1,143.72p. He spent £274 and also has 5 lots to show for it. The auction is about to begin. First up is Thomas's Chinese blue and white plate.
30 to start it, 20, 20 in bid, 25, 30, 5, 40, 40 here, at £40, 45, 50, 5, 60, 5, 70, 5, 80, 5, 90, 5, 100. £100 on commission at £100, last call at 100.
What an astonishing profit for the outlay of a fiver. Good show. One for James now, as his job lot of toys and christening gown comes under the hammer. Will it charm the sale room?
50 for the lot to start it quickly.
Oh, God, only bath for you.
£50 and bid for the lot. 55, 60, 5, 75, at 75.
No,
for the lot.
no.
75, 80, 5, 90. Gentleman in the back at £90. At £90 for the lot at 90.
Hardly a disaster, but might Thomas finally be breaking James's winning streak? Next, it's Thomas's Danish vase and bowl.
30 to start them, 20 to get them going. 20 in bid at £20, 25, 30, 5. Ladies bid at 35. On the right now at £35. The 2 lot at 35 at 35.
What a pity. The room doesn't seem as keen on Scandinavian design as Thomas is. Up now, it's another lot for James. His hamper, shotgun cartridge tool, mini gaming table and dominoes.
50 to start it quickly. 50 in bid. 50 in bid. 55, 60, 5, 70, 5, 80, 85, 85 new bidder, 90, 5, 100. At £100, 110, 120, at 120. Last call at 120, at 120.
That was touch and go there, wasn't it?
But in the end, a picnic of a lot for James, but still not quite enough to catch up with Thomas. But it's Thomas's sweet collection of 1900s biscuit and confectionery tins up next. Will the punters bite?
30 to start them, 20. 20 in bid for all the tins. At £20 in bid, 25, 30, 5, 40. At £40. On the right, at £40. Gentleman's bid, at £40 for all the tins. At 40, at 40.
A modest profit, but a win nevertheless, and Thomas is still in the lead today. Now James's charge carrier. Can it stage an assault on the sale room? Boom, boom.
50 to start it, 30, make an ideal stick stand, 35, 40, 5, 50, 5, 60, 5, 70,
Got long legs, got long legs. It's got loads of legs.
5, 110, 120, 120.
Well done, go on.
At 120, standing in the back, in the room, at 120, and I'm selling at last call.
Well done, super good.
A shaky start, but it recovers to victory, and that puts James in the lead. Now it's Thomas's Art Deco travelling timepiece.
10 to start it, 10 in bid. 10 in bid for this at £10 in bid. 12, 14, 16. 16 in front at £16. For the travelling timepiece at £16.
Ooh, that's cheap. Still.
Nobody else gone at 16.
Oh, profit. There's profit.
Once again, a lot bought for £5 does the business for Thomas, but it's not enough to retake the lead. Another timely lot now, as James's clock movement is up.
80 to start it, 80 in bid. £80 in bid at £80. 85, 95, 100. At £100.
Brilliant.
£100, 110. 110. Nobody else now going on at 110 at 110.
Brilliant. Good result.
Time simply runs away with James as he widens his lead yet again. The last 2 lots of this whole shebang now. First, the retro 1950s mirror for Thomas.
30 to start it, 20. 20 in bid, 25, 30, 5, 40, 5, 50. 50 on my left. At £50, 55, at 55. Down beside me at 55. Last call, and I'm selling it at 55.
It's a nice little earner, but it's not the flyer he needs. Last of all, the Staffordshire Lion. Will it roar?
200 to start it.
Crikey.
200 down bid. 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, 260, 270, 280, 290, 300, 320. I'm selling it at 320. Nobody else. 340, 360. At 360 now. On the phone, last call at 360, and I'm selling it.
It's a great profit to end on.
Indeed it is. The star lot at the last gasp. And James Lewis has done it again.
Well done, James. It's been a pleasure.
Thomas, you are such a gent.
It has been a pleasure.
Thoroughly thrashed me.
Come on.
Thomas Plant started this leg with £298.18p. After paying auction costs, he made a respectable profit of £81.72p, meaning that he ends this road trip with £379.90p. Well, Thomas, at least you're smiling, boy. James Lewis, meanwhile, somehow began with £1,143.72p and made a startling profit of £382 in this auction and finishes victorious with £1,525.72p. Wow. Thomas and James have had an extraordinary road trip, full of camaraderie and competition. Don't worry, that fighting's only for fun, I think. But at the end of the day, this journey's really all been about one temperamental old girl, the beloved Morris Minor.
Go and push, Thomas.
Put your back into it. Come on.
Bye! Can I just suggest we get a taxi?
Oh, no! I hate this car.
Don't be nasty.
Next on the Antiques Road